It's the weekend rip.
If you saw that remote in my hand, you did not.
Yeah, you guys didn't see anything just now.
You did not see the remote. I'm going remote on this Tabata, man.
Man.
Hey, man, happy Friday.
Happy Friday. We made it, gang. We made it.
Memorial Day weekend. Shout out to all my Memorial MDW warriors.
Busiest travel day of the whole year.
Have at it, boys.
Did not know that.
Head out to Long Island. The start of your Hamptons house is finally here.
The start of your Hamptons house is
Everyone heading out to Bordy Barn.
What the heck
A
is
big
Bordy
salute
Barn?
to you.
Is that a finance guy thing? Finance bro? That sounds very finance bro.
It's like a place out in Long Island.
Man.
You know, you just get like extremely drunk. Also, gotta shout out all my Jersey Shore heads. Everyone heading out to Bar A. Everyone just heading down to the shore.
Bar A. Man, shout out to everybody on the West Coast.
Boo.
Everybody going to Manhattan Beach and Malibu. PCH is open today, so everybody's going to be partying and probably driving past. You know, it's interesting. So they shut down PCH because of the fires in the reconstruction, and they have since implemented a 25-mile-an-hour speed limit, and there have been 0 accidents or fatalities.
That kind of makes sense.
And now that they're opening it up, there's some poor unlucky sap out there who just doesn't know it. He's going to die on PCH.
He's going to be the first one.
Welcome to the show, everybody. It's been a heck of a week.
Big salute to the first fatality on Highway 1.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. I'm knocking on wood. Hopefully that does not happen. Man, what a week. How did you guys trade? Pretty that good? Wow.
We're
you
happy
did
for
great.
you.
We should do that.
Someone's buying shots down at Bordy Barn.
Yeah, we should do that. We should make this like a kid show where we talk to the camera and the people at home can talk back to us. Did you buy the dip on Bitcoin? Wow, good for you.
And there's a section for the guys whose wives have left them because of their
their addiction
they've
to
pissed away the college fund.
I swear, babe, the altcoins are going to run again. The altcoins are going to run again.
ETH is going up.
Well, speaking of, let's get into the numbers, shall we? The Qs are down on the week, just over 1%. SPY's down just over 2%. Bitted coin is up 2.18% on the week, and it briefly hit a high of a little over 111,000. And my friend, who I won't name, who is vastly wealthy probably by now off of Bitcoin, texted me the other day and let me know he was going
Vastly wealthy.
I'm assuming that he's
Wow.
You know who I'm talking about, the back massage guy.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Dude, he's been a Bitcoin head for like 10 years at least.
That makes it so much worse.
I know.
That's
I know.
crazy.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, no, you don't. But you certainly do not. So it's been going up, and he was celebrating because the anniversary of the Bitcoin pizza was just the other day, and I believe he said he was celebrating the Bitcoin pizza by going to that pizza place and buying some pizza with Bitcoin that you can now do there. That's babu.
That's so annoying, especially as someone who I'm obviously it's fine because I'm making money, but I think I bought it whatever it was, like 78, being like, should you buy more? I thought it was going down more. I was like, I just had a 65 feeling. For some reason in my head I was like, I'm gonna get a shit ton at 65.
I saw someone realizing,
and I just should have bought more.
Yeah, I get that.
I knew it was going to go up.
I just bought more at like 104, and I felt silly, but then shot up, and I'm like, hot diggity, I'm a professional. But I saw someone discovering in real time on Twitter what percentage gains actually mean when it comes to this stuff. The guy was like, wait, so you're telling me if I buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin right here at 100,000, it would have to go to 200,000 just for me to make $1,000? Doesn't seem worth it. And it's like, yeah, that's what 100%. That's how much it would have to go up. It would have to double from here, aka 100%, 100,000 to 200,000.
You got in earlier, bub.
for you to make 1,000 on your $1,000.
You should have been buying pizza with Bitcoin.
I did not understand that. I'm embarrassed to say I did not understand that. I didn't even think about that concept of oh, it would have to double from here. When I first bought Google shares in 2009 and when it was like $300 pre-split, and I just thought, all right, I'm buying $1,000 worth of Google. And I remember at a certain point, I'm like going, man, if it goes to 400, I'll have like 400 more dollars. However much I see, I can't even do the math in my head right now. Anyway,
This is a nice little weekend send off. I'm up 400% on my Dogecoin since 2020, and the next comment is, I'm up 400% on my mental health since exiting the market.
that's pretty good.
Hey, you can't put a price on.
Always buy the dip on your mental health.
Yeah,
never,
that's-
ever, 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 never, ever, ever, ever.
If that ain't the truth, brother.
Yeah. You can sell covered calls on your mental health, I think. As long as you own shares in your mental health, you're good.
We should make shirts that say, I'm buying the dip on my mental health.
That's pretty good. Yeah. We advocate for a nice 80-20 portfolio allocation, 80% mental health, 20%.
That's what long weekends are for. So we hope you're enjoying it.
Yeah, and 20% Lexapro. So, boy, this week it's been all about that Bitcoin and that bond market. And no, I'm not talking about the effervescent and sexy, always mysterious James Bond. No. He's dead, according to the last film in that series.
Yeah.
But they're bringing him back. We all know.
But it's going to be a lady, and Twitter's going to be aflame.
So it's going to be like a black woman, and they're all just going to go, that's not my James Bond.
That's not what he is.
That's not what it is. So, shout out to the new Cryptotwits experience and our friends over at Grayscale for supporting the show today. You can go over to Stocktwits, and it's really handy. You just toggle in the upper left hand corner. You can toggle it over to Cryptotwits, or you can just go to cryptotwits.xyz to check out the new crypto native experience on the platform. It's fantastic. I like the yellowy gold color. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel, and it's really handy if you've got a watch list already, like I do, and I have a bunch of crypto names on there just for giggles and stuff. When you toggle it over to Cryptotwits, it automatically just makes your entire watch list, all your, or I believe it did. Made all my stuff, all the crypto stuff. Anyway, Cryptotwits, Grayscale, and the bond market. The bond market is absolutely stressing out and pulling out its proverbial hair, if it's got any left after this week. Holy good God. These economic policy decisions, man.
Did you see your favorite guy, Ray Dalio, talking about the bond?
Ray Dalio, listen, I respect the man, but he's a bit of a kook, you know? Every time the market dips a little bit, he's going, I said it. It's all coming. It's all coming down. The new world order of collapsing dollar and blah, 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 blah. Why? What did you think of what he said?
No.
What was he saying?
I was just wondering if you were getting lost in the Dalio sauce.
I'm always getting lost in the Dalio sauce. He's got such mesmerizing eyes and such a way with words. You can't help but trust what he says. So last Friday, we had the breaking news on this show. That Moody's was downgrading the United States debt. They were the last of the three big debt people, credit raters. Thank you.
They were the last holdout.
They were the last holdout. They downgraded it from AAA, I believe, to like AA+.
We're playing AA ball.
We're playing AA ball, but we could get called back up to the majors. And I made the prediction that it wouldn't mean jack squat. And sure enough, it really didn't mean jack squat. Well, I'm French all of a sudden.
Oui. Ah, mais ouais.
We dipped on Monday, but retail dorks like myself stepped in and bought that dip. They bought that dip for their mental health, man. They bought that dip like it was going out of style, and it ain't going out of style.
You ever been to a minor league baseball game?
Yeah. Well, college.
So no.
No. So no, I haven't. Why, are they fun?
Yeah, I don't know. I only went to it when I was younger. I remember my dad was a Boston Red Sox fan. He was from Boston, and
Sure.
We had the Trenton Thunder, which at that time was a farm team for the Boston Red Sox. And Nomar Garcia-Parra went down to the minors. And so he's like, let's go to a game. And then he like snuck us into the locker room. I remember being so young. Every dude was naked. And I just remember we were like going up to Nomar being like, can you sign our Trenton Thunder hat?
Holy crap. Jesus, man.
So yeah, if you go to minor league games, you might be able to see the guy's stuff.
Yeah, the guy's penises. Anyway, so the first bond auction since that Moody's downgrade, it really didn't go well. The 20-year Treasury bonds, the yields went up. All right, and if basically demand was in the toilet, nobody wants these damn bonds. And in order to entice people to buy these damn bonds, they got to jack up the rates a little bit. And that's exactly what happened. And sure enough, that's not good, because the whole thing is we need bonds to go back up so that yields can drop. And so that we can refinance this debt and
these are traditionally safe safe places to park money. People, people believe in the American system, the American machine, and when that belief goes away, it's pretty scary.
It's not good. Yeah, it's not good. It just shows a major problem. But the equities market, the stock market, doesn't seem that concerned right now, which is a little perplexing. It's a bit of a head scratcher
and people were saying this was Trump paying attention to the bond market was a bit of a reason for his reverse on a lot of these tariff policies.
And his his big beautiful bill just passed, and I don't know how anybody defends this stuff, because it's such a disaster. They're giving tax breaks to the ultra wealthy. They're cutting Medicaid.
I don't know if you've seen any of the breakdowns of like if so many old decrepit Democrats didn't die in office, most recently Jerry Connolly, then they would have had the votes to block it. But because these ghouls need to just hold on, just need to die in office. It's so crazy.
Golly. Well, so that's happening. And then you had, speaking of bonds not doing what everybody wants it to do, Japan also had a big problem Wednesday night when their 40-year yield hit all-time highs. Similar thing where, it was expected, like, maybe it'll be within a certain range, and it just blew past that expectation, and that's not good, because so there's this thing. Pardon me if I'm not getting this exactly right, but it was the yen carry trade, where basically Japan had their rates so low for so long that you could borrow yen for super cheap and then invest it elsewhere to get a better yield on a better return than what you would just being able to borrow cheap currency and then invest it elsewhere. And now that their rates are going back up, that has the potential for that massive. We're talking trillions of dollars worth of yen getting purchased for this carry trade. And now that it's all potentially unwinding, that means that there's an unknown amount of liquidity that could start to get sucked out from emerging markets and riskier assets, and it's just got this potential for. And they're the third biggest market or economy in the world. It's not good. It's not a good sign.
What is it called? The Nikkei? Is that has it reacted to it?
Yes, it has a little bit. Let me pull it up. The Nikkei. Let's see. Well, today it was up a little bit, but it's not. It's looking like a bit of an inverse W, and it remains to be seen. They're kind of in a similar situation as us on their market. They're 3,000 points away from all-time highs, but the bond market, folks, it's just a big mystery, and nobody understands it better than friend of the show, dear close friend of the show, Rick Santelli. And he let's play this clip of him from the bond report on CNBC, because it's always so entertaining. And I think he does a pretty decent job of breaking it down. Can we pull that up? Here it comes.
Not happy about this one.
No, and I can understand that. Before we get to my charts, I've been getting tweets all morning and afternoon. Is this a Liz Truss moment in the markets? It feels like it. And my answer to that is really, really easy. The 10-year, where do you think the 10-year closed at the end of last year, Kelly? I'll tell you, 4 457. Where is it now? 458. I would think a Liz Truss moment be worth more than 1 basis point personally. Does that mean it's not important? Of course not. Does that mean I'm not tickled that we're finally paying attention to debt? Yes, hooray. Let's start at the beginning now. Let's look at a chart of 20-year bonds and 30-year bonds US, because right now, both of them are above levels from January of this year that we were comping to, and we zoomed all the way back to around November 1st of 2023. So that level for the 30-year would be just a whisker under 5%. That level for the 20-year is around 506. And as you pointed out, we're well above that. Now, many are paying extra attention to the 30-year bond, and that's all great. But, you know, back when I started trading bonds in the early 80s, the 30-year was the king of the curve. That's not
in the early 80s.
This guy's been trading these dang things since the early 80s. God bless him. I really want to get him on the show and just pick his brain about what is the deal with bonds, why should people care, and so on. Because I get it and I care, but they're just such a snooze. You're talking about single basis points and just sorry. He did talk about the Liz Truss moment, which I totally forgot about.
In Liz We Trust.
She was the briefly Britain's prime minister in 2022, and she had announced
I believe she preceded Rishi Sunak.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she had tell me if this sounds familiar. She had announced a budget that involved cutting taxes and blowing up the budget deficit. So markets freaked out. You had long-term interest rates soar and the pound dropped. And as a result of that, the tabloid, the Daily Star, set up a webcam showing a photo of Liz Truss next to a head of iceberg lettuce wearing a wig and asked which of them would last longer.
Yes, I of course remember the iceberg lettuce.
She had a rough go. I mean, she didn't have it easy. And then, yeah, she was... I don't even remember how quickly she got out of there.
It was
just like, all right, you know what? I can't do this. You guys, good luck. I can't do this.
It was a string of quick prime ministers.
Yeah, PMs, man. Yeah, that was tough. And so the bond market reacting to all of this stuff is very telling. And of course, Donald Trump, as we know from a few weeks ago, is saying that he's paying attention to it. But there might not be a lot that they can actually do about that, the bond market blowing up and kind of screwing up everything. And none other than Jem Carson and this guy Jim Bianco had something to say about it. So let's pull that up. And sneak preview, it's also not good.
What's important to note about that is a lot of people will say, Besant said that the focus of the administration is the 10-year note. And then you'll hear people say, well, the Fed needs to cut rates because we've got too much interest cost. They need interest rates down. And I'll go back to that famous Jim Carville line from 30 years ago. When I get reincarnated, I want to come back as the bond market because you can intimidate anybody. The bond market will do whatever the hell it wants to do, regardless of Besant or Trump or Powell want it to do. And to that point, if the economic growth is strong, and if inflation is sticky, it's going up in yield. Yep. And they can do all they want to try and stop it. They won't be able to stop it. It will go up. And what's important to note about that is a lot of
okay.
The focus of the administration is
it's just repeating.
I really like that shirt.
Yeah, that's a great shirt. Were you just paying attention to the shirt? You're just sitting there going,
I'm going, where did Jim get that shirt?
Man. That purple shirt.
Yeah.
With
the cool sleeves.
I think you get that from working on the Chicago Board of Options.
Well, then I guess I have a new goal if I want that shirt
to work on the CBOE.
Yeah.
Man, oh man. Yeah. I don't like hearing that kind of stuff because it makes me worried. And
do you feel out of control? Does the bond market make you feel small?
It makes me feel intimidated.
The bond market's going to do whatever the hell it wants to do.
The bond market's knocking on my door and demanding to spend some time alone with my wife.
Yeah.
And I'm going, please, no.
And you have a gun and you're like, I'll fucking shoot. And he's like, I don't care. I'm the bond market.
I'm the bond market.
I do whatever I want to do.
I'm Jim Carville reincarnated. There's nothing you can do to stop me.
Unhooking your wife's bra and you're like, bond market,
please
stop.
He's like, the yields are going up whether you like it or not. Now sit down in that chair and watch. No, please, Mr. Bond Market. There's nothing that Trump can do to
Percent,
save you.
Trump,
They
do
can't hear you.
something.
They can't hear you. I do whatever I want. I do whatever I want. Bond Market's walking around cutting lines at Target. People are like, "What the heck? I've been standing in the shut up. I'm the bond market."
Flipping people's carts over.
Yeah, what are you
The
gonna do
groceries
about
are
it?
everywhere.
Bitch, I'm the bond market. You can't stop me.
The bond market's a real rascal.
Yeah, the bond market sounds like a bit like a bully, honestly. Just listen to the president, please. He's the president. He's the boss.
You have
over
to listen to him.
You have to listen to Trump and Besant and Jay Powell. So that's a little bit concerning for me that the bond market don't care, and it is true. The bond market certainly doesn't care. So what's the trade, buddy? If I knew, I'd be Ray Dalio. All right, I'd be a billionaire, and I'd be writing books and blogs about how the world's gonna end.
If you became a billionaire, would you write a book?
No, I'd buy a football team and call them the Footballs.
Yeah, true.
That's thank you, Luke. Luke likes that. No, if I became a billionaire, I'd give it all away. Something's wrong with my eye.
You wouldn't write a book about how like
How I did it and how you can too. If only you'd stop being lazy.
or just like I did it my way.
I did it my way.
Ben Kahn, I did it my way.
If actually, that's a fun question, pal. If I
That's
became
why I
a
asked it,
billionaire,
pal.
I'd be a scoundrel. I'd be the opposite of.
You would be the bond market.
No, I'd be the opposite of that Brian guy. I'd be like, I'm gonna try to kill myself with
Who's the Brian guy?
that guy who's trying to live forever.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd be like, let's see how toxic I can make my blood. Like, I'm going to Chernobyl and I'm going to
You
eat
would basically
all
just
kinds
do-
of red dye.
You would just do supersize me.
I would just do supersize me.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, and then I'm going to see if my wealth can save me from
And
the
you
brink.
just get big and fat, and everyone goes, "Why did that billionaire do that to himself? It seems like he had everything."
Because I wanted to prove a point. What's your point?
Fuck Brian Johnson.
Yeah, fuck that guy. He's like, I don't even know who you are. Oh, anyway, so I mean, it couldn't hurt to have some puts, maybe some put spreads to get a little bit of a discount on the long leg for Q3 and Q4. That's what I've got, and I mean that ain't investment advice.
Man, I'll tell you what. I brought up the Nikkei, and they, you always hear about the Japanese market going sideways.
Mhm.
Looking at it, pulling out, it's just wild to look at. It
It took him
kind
like
of
30
depressing.
year to
Yeah,
come back.
and then just like thinking about a guy who just dumped a bunch in 1989, and just being like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah, that's got. I hope that's not us now.
I do worry
Dumping
about
a bunch of money in and just being like, oh, in 30 years, just going, oh, I thought this was gonna do something.
I do worry about it a lot.
Yeah, stop.
Well, I mean, especially as like you're buying the dip, but you're like, but okay, all we did was make up the losses.
Yeah,
Are we really? Yeah. I mean, who knows?
I mean,
If I had a crystal ball,
I'd break
I'd be a
that shit.
billionaire writing a book about how
Yeah.
I did it my way.
How I found the ball. I found the crystal
Yeah,
ball.
how I did it my way, and it's just I had
Me
a
with
crystal
a
ball.
crystal ball.
It's a short book. I actually had a crystal ball. A wizard gave it to me.
Yeah. Oh God! If only wizards were real, I would spend so much of my own personal wealth trying to track one down, force him to work for me. Well, one potential thing. I mean, Bitcoin did go up in light of all of this news, and not my MicroStrategy calls. No, sir, couldn't have happened. Why would my MicroStrategy calls go up despite the little rip to all time highs on Bitcoin?
What did it end up peaking at? 111? Is that where we peaked?
What does it look like there? It's just shy of 112, I believe. Yeah,
Yeah.
right around there. But
That was me going, why didn't you buy more? You're such a pussy.
Yeah, you're such
What's
an
wrong
idiot.
with
You're
you?
so stupid. Fartcoin's now at like $1.60. God, kill me. Kill me with a gun.
Because you know what it is
Kill
when
me
you're
to
doing
bond
it.
market. Come kill me.
When you're doing it, you feel so stupid. And literally, like, because on the way down, I'm buying it every time it goes down. And literally, like, I felt like I was coming clean. I said to Sarah, I was like, just so you know, every time Bitcoin goes down, I'm buying it. She's like, okay.
She's like, I don't care. Does she not care?
She didn't care. She was just like, don't lose all your money.
Yeah.
But I was like, I know it's going to go back up. Why didn't I just buy more?
Yeah. The fact that it is still...
Why didn't I just buy more?
Listen, the fact that it is still hitting all-time highs when it should have died by all accounts, all the doubters and haters, to
I thought we were
sound
going
like
to hit
Trump.
65. I just thought we were gonna hit 65.
We were wrong. All the doubters and haters were wrong, and we're losers, and we were at one point.
I think on a long enough timeline, we're right. I think on a long enough timeline, someone's gonna get caught holding the bag. Just make sure it's not you. But I don't think we're. I don't think we're close to that point.
I hope it's Kathy Wood, but I don't think
we
it's
should
gonna
get to
be
pick
her.
one guy who has to hold the bag.
Yeah, it's gonna be so heavy. It's gonna be Sisyphean. He's just holding. He's like, "When can I let this go?" And they're like, "Sorry, bud." You
Who's
gotta
it gonna
hold-"
be?
I don't know.
What'd you say?
Kathy Wood.
You said it's just gonna
Oh,
be.
Sisyphean.
Oh, Sisyphean.
Like Sisyphus.
Sure.
Rolling that stone. So yeah, it's the 15-year anniversary of the Bitcoin pizza. It coincided with the new all-time high, so that's nice. That $40 worth of Bitcoin that schmuck used to purchase a pizza would be worth $1.12 billion today. Oh man, that's fun. And it took. Let's read some stats here. How long did it take Bitcoin to make this new all-time high from the last one? Only 121 days. Before that, it took 34 days between December 17th, 2024, when it made a new high, came back down, and then made another new high in January of this year. The longest, most recent stretch Bitcoin faced was the time it took to crack 68,997, which first occurred on November 10th, 2021. And it didn't break that high. It took 846 days for it to come back and break that high.
Are we able to just pull up the maybe we could probably pull it up a Bitcoin max chart or something, or Bitcoin? If we just do the Bitcoin price,
It's possible, probably.
What
do you want to see? Just that huge up and to the right?
I'm trying
Look
to
at that. Yeah.
Well,
Heck
no,
yeah.
I'm trying to remember because there was a period where it really felt like it was all over. Oh, okay, so that must be the 2022 thing when it went.
Yeah.
Yes.
It dipped down to like 20, I believe.
I remember specific. This it felt like it was fully over.
Yeah.
This
It's so over.
I was. Do you know how happy I was? I was. I was in Greece on an island, just sitting outside in the sun, having a drink with Phil. And he's like, "Why do you keep looking at your phone?" I was like, "Dude, Bitcoin is absolutely cratering. I knew it was gonna all come to an end. Like this thing is over."
Thank God we can return to
And
normal.
look, there was a long time of it just sitting.
Yeah, around 20K.
I mean,
I remember.
it felt like it was never gonna happen again.
And I thought the
And
same
then,
thing.
Fuck me.
I thought the same thing, but then I was like, but it's not dropping down below 10. It's not even dropping below 15. Maybe that means that buyers have stepped in and I should probably pick some up. And I didn't. And then it went back up to 20 and then 30, and then it started to kind of consolidate. And then I thought, well, it's probably too late. And then before you know it, it was back up to all-time highs, and I was crying. So, but there's another Bitcoin play, and oh boy, it's this, man, these things are such it's called KindlyMD. Ticker symbol was KDLY. And they've just been on a tear because shareholders approved a proposed merger with Nakamoto Holdings. And now the ticker symbol is, I believe it's NAKA, Naka, something like that. Which I'm sure that they're all probably, isn't that what they changed their name to? It might not have updated in there. Yeah, NAKA is now KindlyMD. They're trying to do one of these things. The CEO, Tom Pickett, said, as a combined company, we are excited to leverage Bitcoin's dominance and real-world utility to strengthen our company and drive sustained long-term value for our investors. According to Pickett, the merger allows the company to preserve and expand its mission to combat opioid dependency through alternative medicine while gaining a new engine for shareholder value creation. Boy, can you imagine going back? You're in the throes of opioid withdrawal syndrome in symptoms in 2015, and you're like, don't worry, there's going to be a company called KindlyMD, and they're going to invest in Bitcoin, and that might help you.
Some people are telling their stories in the chat. True story. Merrill Lynch, 2011, TCNJ. I think that's the College of New Jersey. Intern told me about Bitcoin and said I said it was the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. Bitcoin at that time, $1.
See, that's where, folks,
I'll tell you what, I got a similar. I remember doing this. I mean, it's probably like 2012 or 2013, doing just like the worst comedy show in. It was probably at Old Man Hustle, Lower East Side, and a bunch of the people in the audience like came from I don't know where. They were like early Bitcoin people or whatever. And after the show, they were talking to us, and they were like, "You guys should buy some." And we were like, "You guys are so stupid."
That's where That's where.
And I feel so bad.
Yeah. And I think the lesson, folks, the takeaway, optimism prevails.
The lesson is listen to every crazy guy you meet.
Every crazy guy
You
is
have
right.
to you have to listen to them, invest in whatever they say.
Yeah. I mean, Fartcoin. Jesus God. I mean,
The other thing is, though, you do have to factor in, every time I think about this, the amount of, just the sheer amount of times I would have sold.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I never would have made it to this point.
I mean, I owned 5 Bitcoin.
If I bought them in 2012 or whatever it was, they would have been gone. There's no way.
Also, back then, there was so much uncertainty, or FUD, as they call it. I'd wake up and I'd be down 20% because South Korea banned it. And it every day felt like, okay, is Bitcoin here to stay or is it going away? Are the governments going to step in and make it so that it's impossible to trade? And then I would finally just go, you know what? It's not worth it. It's not worth putting any money into. I'm just going to forget about it. And then months later, when it would go up again, I would do the research and be like, but they can't. No matter what they try to do, they can't take your Bitcoin from you if you do it the right way. And yeah, it just goes to show if you're just it helps to have just a little bit of optimism and a little bit of curiosity because
yes, but if you did that too, the amount of shit coins you would have done.
Oh, yeah.
The amount of fucking.
I mean, I lost a ton on Litecoin because
Yeah,
the damn founder was like,
that's-
Litecoin's never going to go back to all-time highs, and I sold all my Litecoin. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Charlie?
Right. It's yes, Bitcoin hit, but so many other things did not.
Yeah.
How many of you guys are fucking sitting on monkey pictures?
I still got my monkey picture. All right, hey, we got to take a quick 30-second break for a special message from our good old pals at Grayscale. Let's run that Grayscale ad right. Take it away right now.
Looking to add a Bitcoin fund to
Wow.
your portfolio? Do it with the Bitcoin Mini Fund from Grayscale, the lowest cost way to get exposure to Bitcoin in your investment account. Just search for fund ticker BTC wherever you invest. The Bitcoin Mini from Grayscale. Think crypto. Invest Grayscale.
Yeah, baby. You know I've traded them Grayscale ETFs quite a few times. Oh, my God. Wait. So as we wrap up on this Bitcoin
stuff.
thing. Yeah, it's there were so many opportunities to not only get in, but so many opportunities to be shaken out of your position and scared and convinced by others that or by whoever that's the thing.
Also, can I say one thing?
What?
Yes, we should have listened, but you also have to realize if you weren't because a lot of you might be young, the people coming out of the woodwork telling you to buy Bitcoin, when I'm talking early 2011, 2013,
Kooks.
these were not
They were not trustworthy.
yeah, you
people.
got to believe me.
There were people who were like, there was
Okay.
a lotto ticket to them.
It was
They're like,
not a
it's going to
guy-
save my life. I
Yeah.
swear to God.
It was not a guy in a suit,
Yeah.
clean shaven.
And that's the thing is so many guys in suits who were clean shaven were like, I work at JP Morgan.
Right.
I'm telling you that this thing is a scam and it's a Ponzi scheme. And it's so easy. That's why I caution people listening to the likes of like Ray Dalio and all these perma-bear people. It's a lot easier to sound smart when you're being pessimistic about things. And it makes the optimists just sound like blind, hopeful fanatics in their own right. And it's just good to weigh those things. Don't blindly trust any one person. Only trust us, okay? We are the beacons of truth.
No, I mean, if you
And
trusted us in 2011, we would have lost you so much money.
No, at that point, I would have been like, hey, buy some. What's it going to hurt? What's it going to hurt? You know what is pissing me off, though? Just to transition now from the ETFs and the whole everything we were just talking about. Quantum stocks this week are just absolutely going nuts. And there's now, I found out today that there's a 2x long ETF for ticker symbol QBTS. And I don't know how to feel about that. You don't have to scroll through. There's nothing to find.
Qubits.
It's QBTS is a D-Wave Quantum. It's trading at $18. It's all-time high. I don't know what the heck is going on with these quantum stocks, but they just won't die. They just won't go away. And it's infuriating and perplexing because it's like it doesn't matter that everybody seems to know and acknowledge and understand that these companies are still years away.
I mean, decade plus
from making any kind of money.
If anything.
If this is unproven technology. Maybe I'll have to do I'm being told by their producers that the QBTS, the D-Wave Quantum CEO, is going to answer questions on Stocktwits. Hey man, give me $1 million. There's a question. Give me $1 million. I'll believe you, and I will believe in your company, and I will be your most ardent cheerleader.
My
if
question:
you just give me some money.
How do I use the quantum computer to steal people's bitcoins?
Yeah.
How do I use the quantum computer to steal people's bitcoins?
Can the quantum computer find me a wife who will love
me? Can
me?
the quantum computer find Ben a wife?
Can the quantum computer? What's a reference? What's a callback to the early part of the show? What were we laughing about? Ray Dalio. Apple dropped on that. And then, so here's what's going on the rest of the week. So Apple dropped overnight. I woke up this morning. I saw Mission Impossible last night, by the way.
Wait, this is so funny.
What?
Sorry, we're going to stop with the Bitcoin stuff. I remember trying to mine Bitcoin. Sorry. I remember trying to mine Bitcoin on my parents' laptop at 15, and they took away my internet permission for a week. My mom apologized to me last week.
That's, your
It's
poor
very
mom.
funny.
Your poor mom. It's like when I told my mom to buy as much Apple as the family could afford in 2009, and she said, honey, you don't know what you're talking about. And it fucking 30x'd or something. Like,
You do have to realize at this point, too, he had just taken a Sharpie out of his ass that he was...
yeah. That is true. That is fair. So Apple dropped. I woke up this morning to the futures being down big after seeing Mission Impossible last night. I give it a 6 out of 10, by the way. It was not my favorite. But that's for another show.
Wait, what do you give a 6 out of 10?
The Mission Impossible Final Reckoning.
Wow, that's bad praise from you. You love those.
I love those movies. I had taken an edible, maybe that affected it, but it was 10 p.m. But either way, woke up to futures down big, trying to scramble to find out why. Part of it was Donald Trump threatened Apple and Samsung just going to hit them with tariffs or something unless they build a factory to make phones in the United States.
I am starting to
Which
think...
seems like it'd be easy to appease him. Just go, okay, yeah, we'll do it.
I am starting to think he is misunderstanding tariffs after all the...
You're just starting to
No,
think that?
but now he's getting, we've completely glazed over the movie thing, but I really enjoyed that. He's like, we're just tariffing the movies now.
Oh, yeah. No, tariff my wife. God.
I don't like these liberal directors. They're tariffed.
Yeah, he really does think it's just a magic catch-all kind of thing. But and then he was also saying, because we got some deadlines coming up, the 90-day thing for the 90-day deadline for the EU. Oh, somebody farting here? The 90-day thing is coming up in June, I believe, and apparently one of the headlines today was that there's just been zero progress being made.
What? I thought every country was scrambling to line up for the deal.
No, sweetheart. No, I'm sorry. We're scrambling for a deal at home. And the deal at home is
we have deals at home.
Shit.
We have trade deals at home.
We have trade deals at home.
The trade deal at home.
God.
40% tariffs.
Ugh.
Mom.
Nothing worse than that. You know, you're a kid, you're like, you can afford to buy me $1 hamburger from McDonald's. We have stuff at home. Oh, yeah. He said, I have long ago informed Tim Cook of Apple that I expect their iPhones that will be sold in the United States of America will be manufactured and built in the United States, not India or any place else. If that is not the case, a tariff of at least 25% must be paid by Apple to the U.S. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Jesus Christ, what is going on with this guy?
I can't quite figure out what's going on. I'm shocked. I kind of thought he learned his lesson and was like backing off.
Yeah.
But he genuinely thinks we have the capability to build iPhones here.
No, it would cost like $3,000. I could afford one.
I think it would cost way more than right now they cost $1,000.
Yeah, it would cost
way
like
more than $3,000.
10 grand or something. And then you're running into, I can't
But I'm
remember.
all for this. I say just stop making iPhones.
Yeah, actually.
I want to be free.
Maybe
let me be free of these god awful devices.
That's what I appreciated about the meta conversation in the Mission Impossible last couple movies. It's just like, it's just a whole thing about technology actually might not be the greatest thing for humankind.
well, honestly, everyone makes fun of him.
Who, Tom Cruise?
No, Trump,
Mhm.
or not everyone, but definitely some like liberal media pundits have been taking their shots. But the idea he's trying to get across, obviously, it seems a little silly when he says it. Like, maybe you don't need $25. Maybe kids just need $3 or whatever. If there was like a left-leaning president talking like that, they would be like, we need to kill this commie now.
Yeah.
But I kind of agree that we don't need all this stuff.
Sure.
We just have so much crap.
It is wild coming from the guy who famously pees and poops in a golden toilet in a golden
Sure.
palace.
I agree. It's this guy telling us that we need to tighten our belts at all is obviously insane. But at the same time, I'm like, the American economy just runs on people being able to buy cheap crap and always needing more and more cheap crap.
China is kind of, because I had a long conversation with my Chinese friend. Yeah, I've got him, but he was saying that China, his hope is that China steps up and begins to lead the world and show the world by example by being virtuous and all this stuff. And I mean, that's an entire debate unto itself about whether or not that's true or would be the case. But I mean, you can't argue with some of the things that they're going for. It's like, while America has been so focused on just consumption and milking every last possible dime out of not only our own citizens but out of the world, it's like we just sat back and basked in the glory of our own excess. And meanwhile, China was like, all right, cool, you guys want to go be gluttonous and do all that stuff? We're going to invest in our people. We're going to invest in our infrastructure. We're going to invest in technology and all this stuff. And meanwhile, we're focused on like, how do we get the people to finance the burritos? We got to get more burritos financed. And it's like, we had this coming. We sat at the top of the pile of shit that we had created, and we could have shown the world, hey, look at what capitalism gave us. Look what it gave to everybody. And this isn't me just knocking capitalism carte blanche or whatever. It's just, it's one of the many pitfalls to it is that it only encourages you to, hey, we've consumed and we made it to the top and we've won, and there's no incentive for us to, like, why haven't we been showing the world, like, see, look how great it is. We've got all this wealth and stuff. And now look at the abundance that we are going to help spread to our own people and to the world with this system that we tout as being number one. Meanwhile, China is showing us and showing the world, hey, maybe that system that America has been touting for so long and trying to foist upon everybody for so long isn't all that is cracked up to be, and in fact has many, many flaws and doesn't benefit everybody.
For the audio listener, you can't see it, but there's a little green laser dot on Ben's head right now.
I thought you were going to reference an erection.
There's
but like maybe it's time. I mean, America had its chance. We had a huge chance and we blew it. And now we are frantically trying to catch up. And China is now gearing up to show the world what true leadership might actually look like. And it's like, yeah, man, why
stop showing us all your cool stuff? I'm tired of seeing your cool upside down trains. I'm tired of seeing your clean infrastructure. It bums me out.
The trains that hang
Dude,
on the rail instead of
so
sit on top. Yeah.
And we can't even figure out how to build a train. And they're like, you want to see it upside down? And you're like, kinda, I guess so.
That's very good. That's very good. So, well, I mean, but at least we've got this. We've got Sam Altman and Johnny Ive, the man who designed the iPhone. his company was just bought for $6.5 billion. It looks like a gay wedding.
Dude, did you see the video? The like 10-minute video?
Oh
they
yeah,
did?
yeah. It looks like their wedding page. They're like
It is,
the
I mean,
not.com
it's- yeah.
/ Sam and Johnny. Here's the story of how we met and all this stuff.
I think we have the opportunity here to kind of completely reimagine what it means to use a computer.
San Francisco.
Sam is a rare visionary. He shoulders incredible responsibility, but his curiosity, his humility remain utterly
Look at those
inspiring.
I mean, brother, he's
Johnny's
2006
deepest
level
thinker of anyone I've ever met.
genes.
It's both of them just glazing each other.
Well,
for-
I mean,
for
of
20
course. What
minutes.
else? What else are they going to do?
Sam Altman is visionary. He's the most incredible guy I've ever seen. He's so good. He's bringing us AI. And Sam Altman's like, Johnny, I've made the iPhone, and I think he's a really smart guy. And I think this is a match made in heaven. And I think we're going to come up with a really cool phone.
Apparently-
and really cool new product.
No, it's not. They want to be like not phone focused. They want to get people off devices and.
Someone, I read a theory that it's a ploy. It is obviously they're doing it to get the hardware going, but it's also a clever ploy at taking over via this acquisition. They will be able to have the for-profit part of OpenAI will now fully be in the majority and can like overpower the non-profit part. I don't know, man. I don't understand this crap. I'm not going to buy one of these devices, and you can't force me. Just kidding. I'll probably buy that crap. I mean, if everybody's got one, who am I to? I just want to fit in.
I
you
talked
know?
about this a long time ago, and
Mhm.
we should. I want to talk about it maybe on like a full episode. But I feel like it was after the Apple glasses or whatever they're called, Apple goggles, whatever.
Yeah, the Apple goggles.
I was like,
Apple goggle jeans.
I have a feeling that like there's going to be a significant portion of people who just start opting out and who are like, I don't know, man. I don't. Even if you make it super wearable, I don't
they're
want
called hippies.
I don't want to see this crap ever. I think normies are going to be like, dude, this is
Yeah.
because you know what's next? They get you in on it, they get you hooked. You're wearing your bullshit everywhere.
Uh-huh.
Then it's just nonstop ads everywhere you
Oh,
look.
yeah.
You're just now the real world is just integrated with ads.
Oh, all my damn Domino's Pizza. Love you guys. Love you so much. Great app. But they get me at my most vulnerable. Just when I'm like, damn, I should order dinner. I get a notification on my home screen. It's like, you can get 20% off, you big fat ass. You big stupid fatty. Don't you want a pizza right now? And then Uber Eats is like, you could get 25% off your favorite convenience stores.
You got to turn notifications on.
I thought I had them all off, but they found a way.
I cannot imagine having notifications on for Domino's app.
Yeah, it's depressing.
I also
man.
can't imagine having the Domino's app. So
The Domino's app is sweet, man. The pizza tracker is awesome. It lets you see the pizza. Man, golly. Oh, man, I'm craving Domino's now. Nope, I can't do it because I'm watching what I eat.
he's on Lipitor, folks. We got to save his life.
I feel great. I feel good. My blood feels slicker. It feels faster.
really.
Oh, yeah, that's what it does. It greases up your blood so it doesn't coagulate and clog up your shit.
Do you think mine's greasier?
No. What, because you're Italian?
No.
No. Yours is fine. You're vegan, dude. You're so healthy. Unless you're one of those quiet cases where you just have no idea. He was totally perfectly healthy, but his veins were all clogged up with crap.
I am curious. I probably have to get my physical in the next 2 months.
Mm-mm-mm.
I'm curious how it's going to be.
I have I had a thought the other day because I got to get blood work done to see how well the Lipitor is working, and I thought, God, I'm dreading that. And then I was like, you know what I should do when I'm getting the blood drawn? I should just look and watch them do it, and
To
just
see if
be
it's
like,
gotten slicker.
to see it just like, oh, it's not that big a deal. It's just a little thing
can't
going
look.
into my finger.
I can't look.
I can't look either, but I'm starting to think that maybe looking is the key. Maybe looking is the key. Speaking of looking, so this, oh God, just, you know, we've had so many of these meme stocks go, and yet another one is this Archer Aviation. They are famously the one who are like, hey, we're going to have flying cars, man. It's going to be great. We're going to have flying taxis.
You
to
want an
take
air
your-
taxi?
You want an air taxi? hop on, whatever. The CEO, this Adam Goldstein, he apparently paid to go on Jimmy Fallon. And I didn't know that. So I want to save up now and pay to go on Jimmy Fallon.
We should.
I want to play beer pong with that dork.
I am quite curious about all this stuff because, like, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility, but seeing all the trouble we're having right now with, say, like the air traffic controllers and all that, it just seems like we need so much more
Competition?
no government investment in, like, to make these things actually possible without, sure, you could have like a handful of robo-taxis,
Oh, yeah.
but just a bunch of different companies launching a bunch of these things and them just smashing into each other. It doesn't sound like a...
Yeah, it's not very good. The stock actually hit all-time highs after this went on, which doesn't surprise me because we live in clown market where clowns rule. And who am I to stop them? I'll load up on the makeup stocks. Do we want to play any of that clip? I mean, we don't need to. It's just Jimmy Fallon going, oh, okay, so you got a flying car.
Wait, but you forgot, you got to throw a fake laugh at.
Why did it take us so long to get to this point?
Oh my god! I'm a huge fan of.
I'm a huge fan
flying.
of flying, and I actually got the chance to sit inside one of these. It was really cool. Yeah, suck it, Jimmy Fallon.
We all know you're a
impotent
drunk. We all know
dork.
you're a drunk.
Yeah, he's probably fine.
You
I'm
can't-
sure he's a very nice guy. But
I do hear he's a closet drunk.
yeah, well,
So-
I mean,
But also in kind of a fun way. I think the media is being unfair to him. He just
well,
like
yeah, being a drunk isn't no fun for everybody else. It's fun for the drunk.
no, but he likes to. He like shows up in parties and
Yeah.
you know
Yeah, he
he
seems like a
ties
nice
one
guy.
on. Let
Yeah.
the guy have a little fun.
Well, so Culper, excuse me, not Culpepper. Culper Research put out a short report on Archer, which is great. Like, good luck, guys. God bless you for going short on him. But they extended a friendly wager to Jimmy Fallon. They said, Jimmy, we propose you set aside a portion of the money that you've made promoting Archer, both on your show and via your appearance at the company's recent New York City event, and match us $1 million each, held in escrow. You, a pilot, and 3 additional passengers complete an FAA-compliant commercial flight, vertical takeoff and landing in an Archer Midnight, which is the model, flown from Orange County to Santa Monica on or before July 30th, 2028. And you will win the full $2 million. That's a lot.
You left it out, but
shots of tequila.
that's the end of the Olympics date.
Yeah.
If we talked about this a little bit on it was either the bonus, maybe it was the bonus episode. But
That is
yeah,
a
we were
pretty
talking
big
about
bet.
how there was a lot in the LA Times story about how these
Flying
LA
cap.
wants the robo taxis.
Yeah. LA, that's
Taking
such an LA thing. Just like, you got this thing you can promise us? We'll do it. No, hey, shut up about the public transportation. Shut up.
We're not doing
We
the
got
subway anymore.
We got the rich flying taxi guy here. Okay, can you shut up?
I'm gonna bet. I want to bet LA build an upside down train by end of.
So they go on to say no flight, and we win the $2 million, which we will pledge to donate across 4 reputable New York City and LA-based charities. If you truly believe in what you're being paid to promote to the general public, prove it. And let me just guess that Jimmy Fallon ain't going to respond. He ain't going to take that bet
No.
because he doesn't care. He's just getting paid to have the guy on, which is I don't blame him for that.
It's a tricky thing. It's a tricky thing when you're, you're doing paid promotion for these.
Yeah.
I haven't engaged with it much, but I know Adam Conover got in some hot water over.
Oh yeah.
What was it called? The
Some world
orb.
coin.
The orb. Yeah.
Orb coin.
He let the orb scan his eyes or
Yeah.
whatever.
I'd take their money. Give me that orb money. I'll scan my eyes. Take
Would you
whatever
let them
want.
scan your eyes?
Yeah, sure. I don't know. What are you going to do with my eyes, huh? Take them from me?
You seemed apprehensive.
Don't take my eyes. Anyway, we should round it out here. So real quick, rapid fire. Nuclear stocks went nuclear. You got ticker symbol NNE, CCJ, OKLO, SMR. They're all going because Trump signed an executive order about nuclear saying, hey, we got to do nuclear stuff. We really got to do it. I swear to God, we're going to do it. And these effing things, man, they never went away, and I'm pissed at myself, just like the quantum tickers, that I just did not pay attention. And then you had the Trump coin party. Remember that? When the Trump meme coin, they
Of
said,
course.
hey.
I'll never remember what that guy's name is, but the guy who looks like a Simpsons character. Nick, who's like,
Oh, yeah. He looks like Homer Simpson.
yeah,
Yeah.
in a unsettling way. No,
Yeah.
no, hey, big fan of everything you do. But
Big fan, but also, what's going on with that face, man? Jesus Christ. So there were a bunch of attendees. They had everybody, the top holders. You had Lamar Odom was there, Justin Sun, Christoph Huerman, who declares himself the youngest German in all countries of the world on his Instagram page. Don't know what the hell that means. Yeah, there was some private footage from inside the party, and it just looks so bleak and stupid.
We're here to celebrate what's going on with crypto. And the reason what's going on with crypto is because we finally have a crypto president.
Yeah.
Cares about our industry, cares about bringing crypto back to America, cares about us and what we do. So it's really fantastic that we're here to celebrate this man. And all of you should be very proud because you're the top 25 holders of Trump coin. And it's just the most exciting thing that I can imagine to have the privilege of introducing the next president of the United States, number 45, number 47, and number 48.
All right. And
I
then
mean,
he comes out and he's just,
to be clear, he wouldn't be the 48th president too. He would just be the 47th president.
yeah.
If you win your election, if you win re-election, they're not like, great, you're the next president.
Yeah.
You're just the same president.
It's
Barack
exhausting.
Obama was not the 43rd and 44th
Oh,
president.
Barack Hussein Obama?
It's nice that the stupidest people in the world are.
Well, folks, I think that's a good place to wrap it up. We certainly hope you've enjoyed the week and the show. And boy, I look like a rat's ass. I just look like crap. I'm sorry, everybody. My co-host looks great as always.
No, I think I kind of look like a rat's ass as well, and I apologize for that. Okay, that's horrible for you to have to look at two rats' asses.
Yeah. But thank you so much for tuning in. It's always great to do this. We love doing the show. Huge shout out to Grayscale for sponsoring this week. And hope you all have a blessed.
Oh, have a great MDW. Really hit it with the boys.
Memorial
Get
Day
after
weekend.
it. It's not really a West Coast thing I've learned, but East Coast, I know all my guys are just going absolutely nut right now.
So there you have it, folks. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.